Welcome back to today's video. I'm playing skylines. In today's video, we're going to be doing a speed build with the new pedestrian areas. So we're going to be building a pedestrian area lift inside of this little, how would you say it? I honestly don't know what shape this area would be. But kind of like a half circle with a square bottom. Or, well, that is what a half circle is. But we're going to be making this into a new pedestrian area. But it's going to have a good mix of everything, so we can see all the new models of the new wall-to-wall buildings. And then at the very end, there's tons of people going through it, so that's good. And now that I think about it, we should probably add onto this, because there isn't a whole lot of people in it. And then also to unlock everything in it by putting in stuff along all of the other little areas, except for the one area where we have the city metro station. And, well, there we can, just do, well, normal traditional stuff, but then that would make this area huge, and then we could have a whole ton of new people. And also, we do start to suffer from power problems, so I want to do something that I've been wanting to do for a little while, which is, well, build in a, well, it would be called a power plant. So, that would be cool. We just kind of need to expand our rail network to probably connect up to it, since we can cargo into it, because ideally we use nuclear power, but we could use something else. Because our oil power plants, which I completely forgot that this whole entire city is run off oil for the longest times. But our oil power plants, they just aren't able to get enough oil to be able to do what they need to do. So that is kind of a problem, obviously. And so I want to connect a railroad network up to there, and then also obviously get well, more oil going through the city, but I want to connect the rail up to there, so we would need to do some rail expansion for that, but that isn't that hard. But so, that's really what I have to say about that, and so we could either do the rail expansion or build a power plant. That's, honestly, I want to leave that up to you guys. In the comments down below, say if you want a power plant or a expansion to the rail network. And if we do an expansion to the railroad network, that would be quite easy, and then we'd finally be able to get a connection out to the forestry areas, and that would decrease quite a few forestry trucks needing to come through here, because they can all just deliver to the rail, and also our general industries area over there can now get stuff brought in and out through the rail network, and so that is definitely a whole lot easier, obviously. And, well, here comes the train. But, the really other alternative is, well, making that power plant, but we would need to expand out the road quite a bit to really be able to do that. So I kind of just want to go with getting a expansion to the rail network. But that's up to you guys. Please leave your comments down below. And then oh yeah, that's it. Kind of what I had to say for that. And also another problem I'm seeing is that there's getting to where traffic is jamming up in this area because of all of, well, trucks coming through here, as you can see, because, well, I think they're all trying to get to the viaduct, and then the viaduct currently is, no traffic. But they're all trying to get to the viaduct so this way they can get their goods out of the city instead of taking a train out of the city, which that's all good and all, but that tends to kind of cause traffic jams, and sadly there is no nearby highway connection. So we do need to kind of find a better way to do that, because, well, that's kind of a problem, obviously. And then, well, that's one of the big things, but then beyond that, there is just other problems that it would cause, from traffic being held up to just our buses not being able to get around. Which I do definitely want to get rid of that purple area we put in that connects up our little town to, well, our university. Want to maybe get a rail connection out there with the subway, or yeah, the subway, and then I would probably want to get that connected out to a nearby station, but I don't exactly know which one, especially since all of our nearby stations, they have quite a few. They only can have like 2 stops in it, either, and one is for either direction, so that could kind of cause a problem in that. But so now I do need to stone this all in, which you guys have seen this before. I do this quite often, obviously. Kind of need to. Then there's also traffic jam for getting people out of the highway, or getting off the viaduct, so there's that problem too, but that can be all solved in some way, or well, getting better long-form public transport connections. And well, there's that, but it's mostly that everything's getting congested here, which isn't necessarily an accurate representation, because I didn't realize this at the time, but there's traffic lights on there. And that kind of didn't help, and when I mean kind of, it definitely didn't, considering that everyone was now stopping for a whole lot, holding people back even more. And then also, new of this DLC, on top of the pedestrians area and all the stuff that comes with, is the wall-to-wall specializations for residential, commercial, and office. So I did place in some offices in the back right corner. Then I also obviously had put in everything else. Commercial obviously along the main road as always, and then residential towards the side roads, and then came over here to our oil town. And I wanted to put a mid-century modern, like this was a little bit of a lower, older town that would have been here for a long time, like near the city's beginning or something of the sort. And then, well, like I said in the past videos, I think I want to definitely expand that backwards. But so I want to make it like it's an older place that would have been here for a long time, like it was part of the original city, or well, there was separate towns, but it was like one town that was nearby the other town, which was where we started, so that's what I've kind of put in there. And then maybe we could end up getting a highway connection, but that probably won't, because then we would need to use up another tile at least, and tiles are valuable, obviously, as you know, considering that we can only get 9 and we already have 3, I believe, unlocked to us, and so that doesn't exactly help a whole lot in terms of getting everything done. But yeah, that is kind of the predicament with that. Is, well, there's that, and then, well, I mean, we could just say that we originally had roads like that going through, and then they changed it as the city expanded to us getting the bigger city. And well, I'm showing off some of the mid-century moderns, which is based off American 60s buildings in the new content creator pack. And so also what came with it is parking lots, which makes life a whole lot easier, because then we don't need to put in the Green Cities DLC thingy, and now we can just place them anywhere. And then also it increases entertainment, which is nice. It's just less people use them now. And well, that isn't exactly realistic, obviously, especially for like bigger areas, but it definitely works and it does what it's meant for. And so that definitely, because of where it's located, it's not a unique building, it's a leisure building. So that allows us to place as many as we want of any of the unique, we'll call them unique buildings, but they're really just under leisure tab, or the Parks and Plazas tab, or the, yeah, whatever it's called, tab, so we can place as many as we want. But so now I'm just placing down a whole ton of the smaller ones along Main Street of our pedestrian area, so this way it looks like that we get a whole ton of parking. So I did throw down some over here, but then I got rid of it because it didn't exactly look good, except for, well, that I put in like half of that in there just to add some extra parking for this diner because it didn't exactly look too good. So then I also put some here, like right near the main entrance. I put a half one, then also a double one there. So there's that. Also, these do have more spaces than the Green Cities DLC ones. And so now I'm kind of just showing off some of the newer models. I did put in another high school and elementary school. I put in the new ones, which is the high capacity elementary and high school. I believe comes as DLC. It's a bit annoying that it comes with DLC, although it might not. But it's a bit annoying if it does, considering that these are definitely very useful for huge city areas. Not necessarily like this, but like when you get up to the high rises, which I do have high rise band in most of this area. But once you get up to really those, it starts to get annoying. But definitely with the wall-to-wall specialization, it adds some nice, like, high-rise band type buildings, which I did put in high-rise band, I believe, in there. But adds some, like, nice high-rise band type of buildings. Or actually, no, I don't think I did, because that's level 5. But they don't get that tall. So it adds some nice mid-range buildings that we can easily just do a cutoff with doing a high-rise band, say a different zone around the city. And, well, then there's that. And then, so that's why I want to put them there, because we get an expansion of this, which allow us to get even more stuff going. Even more of the buildings with it. And then also, we get to use more of this new thing. And then, well, we can get to work on it. And so now I'm kind of just going around the whole entire city, or well, I say the whole entire city. I just went to the zoo and then the supermarket over there, and then also right where it was our plazas area is where you can just walk. Then I also didn't have the bus lane in there, but you can only walk if you're a pedestrian. Only server vehicles can drive on those roads. And they also added in a few of the smaller ones along our little lake that we made a long time ago, which I am still very proud of how this turned out. It looks beautiful. But why is there forestry trucks on here? Kind of weird, but that's fine. But I did add a pier, which I believe in that episode I did want to add it, but it just looked weird, so I just said for this one. Whatever, screw it. And then we got that, and then it's like a fishing pier, not necessarily a boating pier. And then I mean, we could do a connection up there, and then I finally did realize that there's traffic lights there. I kind of fixed up the problem, but it's also like at that cross to the industry area, in the intersection where stuff starts to become a bit bad. And then also I do need to sort out these routes to make them better, so I put in the double-decker buses on both routes. And so, well, that kind of solved it. But so now we have the power pumps, which is where my point at the beginning of the episode, kind of my rambling at the beginning of it kind of was. I would have probably been better off saying it here, because that symbol basically just means that we don't have enough oil for the power. So our oil industry area can solve that, just a matter of getting it there, because, well, with that, we can't exactly get it there effectively without needing these trucks, which takes a while, especially now with that. No, that's a problem, obviously. And then also, I did put in a bus line from the main terminal of the city, which I do want to swap over using the airport terminals. That goes to there, and then also probably eventually we're going to... Oh, actually, no, I didn't add in a route directly to the intercity station. I added our pedestrian buses to be able to come here. So I'm going to make this like our mini hub for transportation in this area. And then also I want to, once we start expanding past the viaduct, I want to put in more another bus hub over there for the airport. And then also in our metro lines, so we can have even more metro. Because, like I said, metro is going to be our main thing for the city. And then, well, we're going to be able to finally add in even more buses. because that's going to be a huge city center, and then also right in there we're going to have our bus terminal for there. And so everything is working well, and I say if we were to get rid of that purple route, it would definitely clear up that, because it's mostly school buses which are all from that route, because they all take the viaduct there from there. But so that's all I have to say about the speed bump. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. But make sure to comment down below about how we set up the rail system, or for just making power plant. If you have enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!